All right, all right. Good evening, everybody. Hey, I'm glad you're here. If you're here, just a quick one today. Just gonna let you know what I did today, and maybe do a couple more things. But just had a marathon day with Mr. Jesse Butterworth, and just gonna wait for the stream to kind of say that it's actually going here, but I'm going to talk while I do that. So if you are here, you're not bored. But yeah, basically had a marathon vocal day with Mr. Jesse, and it was great. It was great. We got through, how many songs did we even get through? Let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 songs. What the what? That's a lot of songs to try to do in one day or even in 2 days at Abbey Road. So yeah, we got a lot done. It was good. It was productive. We were just recording demo vocals, but we just wanted them to be one step better than the demo vocals that Jesse had just put on at his house, which were in varying states of, some of them were better than others, but we wanted a unified sort of vocal level and sound and everything on each song. So we pretty much got through all the songs. We rushed through the last 3, to be honest. But so I still probably have a half day or so of like pre-production. As far as getting the sessions like ready and in place before I'm like comfortable opening them up at Abbey Road. I just want to get them to a point where I'm proud to to hand the drive to the engineer, the assistant engineer at Abbey Road, and go, yep, here's our stuff. We're gonna do it. So that's kind of what I'm working on. How's it going, BHSYY? I don't know how to say your name. Busy? Anyway, glad you're here. So, I'm hearing this like reverberating in the corner here, this music stand. So today I'll probably just open up a couple sessions. There's a few that are still in, like I said, varying states of readiness. So why don't I start with, let me see, what do I want to do here? Let's do the one we just did. So I'm gonna do, here's my desktop. Ignore all that stuff. It's kind of in a state of disarray right now. It's not too bad. Just gonna open this one, which we just did a little bit of. And we'll take a look at it. We'll see what's going on. Can I go to? Yeah, I'm not going to Facebook right now. That's okay. So we got missing audio files. That's the first thing. We don't actually have missing files, but that's the first thing that we'll do since it's on our mind. You never want a session to come up with missing audio files. Total rookie move. If your session comes up and it's like audio files are missing, no, not a good look. So we don't actually need those audio files. Those are referencing files that were there from a while ago that we don't actually need, but we're going to go to our clip list here and go select offline. Oh, yep. And then we're going to go clear and we're going to do delete, and it's going to ask us for every file. It will be deleted from disk, gone forever. Are you sure? And I'm going to hold down option and click yes. So now the next time we open the session, we will not get a offline or missing files notice. We're all good there. So now I'm going to do my markers. I always want my markers to have colors. So now up here, you see the beautiful colors for all the markers. And now I'm going to rename all of my markers with not all caps. I don't like all caps for markers. It gives me anxiety. So I just think it looks a little cleaner. Wait, what's he doing here? Yeah, okay, yeah, verse, chorus, pre-chorus 2. And then we're up here to chorus 2. Bridge. Inst. Chorus 3. Is that what we're on now? Chorus 4. Outro. Otro. Outro and end. And let me know, for those of you who are watching, if you have any questions about what the heck I'm doing at any given moment, and I'd be happy to let you know what the heck I'm doing. But in general, I'm preparing for my Abbey Road trip, which is coming up in a week and a half. We're in Abbey Road the 23rd and 24th, so that's 2 weeks before we're actually in Abbey Road. But I leave the 20th. Jesse, the artist, actually leaves even earlier than I do. Now I'm going to let's just get rid of like empty space on these regions here. That's just kind of, we're gonna just make it a little cleaner here. Got some cymbal swells here. I'm gonna probably mute some of this stuff. He put all this orchestral stuff in there, and I'm trying to chill him out a little bit on this song. So I may get rid of some of that. This top track here is a scratch vocal. We're just gonna go ahead and delete that. Also, we're gonna do a save as. Save as. There is still magic, Abbey Road. Okay. And then we're going to color code, and we're going to put stuff in the order that I like. So the order that I like is also, this is a bass. So we'll get rid of that too. I'll let you hear some of this in a hot second here, once I get it a little more organized. So you don't have to just listen to me yapping all day and all night. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Facebook too. Can I do that after I've started? Okay. I'm also gonna go to Facebook just in case people wanted to watch from there. Those of you who are on Facebook and just joining me, welcome. My name's Aaron, and I'm just getting ready for Abbey Road, doing these Pro Tools sessions, going to Abbey Road in March, in a couple weeks, and I'm just sort of getting these sessions together, and I'm bringing you all along for the journey, for crying out loud. If you want to be along for the journey, or even if you don't, I'm blasting into your feed, whether you want me there or not. So that's how I roll. No, it's not. I value consent when it comes to live streams and every other area of life. So we're getting this session ready here, and this is one of the ones we had to rush through today when we were doing vocals. So I did not get a chance to like color code and stuff, and I didn't really get a chance to kind of like dial in a mix. So I may do that now with y'all present. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to go to this other vocal here for now, and we're just gonna solo things kind of one at a time. Bass. Okay, that we're gonna delete because we don't need bass because we're tracking bass there at the old Abbey Road. But let's see, do we have any percussion in this song? Not really. We've got timpani, cymbal swells. What's this one? Oh, that's the cha 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 cha, which I didn't like. I'm gonna get rid of that too. Just making decisions right and left here. Delete that, get rid of that, turn that up, turn that down. That's how I roll when it comes to producing. You know, you gotta make decisions. Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna put the guitar, the ukulele. That's the first thing that comes in. And then we got vibes, piano, harp. These are all kind of under the keys. Here's another guitar, so we're gonna put that up there. We'll color code them after we put them in order here. So I like to go drums, bass, guitars, keyboards, strings / orchestral stuff. So I'm gonna keep this woodwinds. boys choir is kind of in the orchestral category. So really that's kind of in the right spot. But I will put the synth up higher since that comes in first. I also like to put stuff in order of how it comes in there. So it's, it's going like that. Okay, so we're good there. So let's color code these. These are two guitars, a ukulele and a high-strung acoustic. If you don't know what high-strung is, it plays just like a regular guitar, but on the lower, on the bottom 3 strings, or the lower 3 strings, you put higher strings on there, and you tune them still to the same notes, E, A, D, G, B, E, but you get this sort of unique, interesting almost sounds like a cross between like a mandolin and a guitar with a capo on it. But he's got a lot of that actually on this record, and that's kind of a theme. Okay, so now we're going to color code our keyboards. Let's make our keyboards purple, which is what I always do. Consistency, session to session will make just your life easier. You're just used to seeing stuff that's a certain color. When I see purple, I think keyboards. When I see red, I think guitars. Obviously different for every person. Now I'm going to do orchestral stuff. I'm going to go ahead and make this yellow. I usually make strings yellow, but really it's kind of in the same category as strings to me. It's all like part of that orchestra. That's in my brain anyway. That's how it makes sense. This one, the track is the right color, but we need to make the clip in the track the right color, which is this bright teal. Okay, so now we have things color-coded. Now it's a little easier to sort of understand what we're looking at here. We've got a couple guitars, we got a bunch of keyboard stuff, we got a bunch of orchestral stuff, and we got a vocal. That's what we got. So now I'm just going to go through piece by piece, one by one. And I'm going to solo stuff and just come up with a little mix here. So just come along with me on this little journey as I do that. I'm going to go to like a chorus. What's happening, Chuck? Good to hear from you. Yeah, keys purple as in, I don't know. Keys just seem like a purple. It seems, guitars seem like aggressive and authoritative, and they seem red to me. Keys seem a little more ethereal and, like synthy, like future-y stuff is going on, purple. Drums are blue, kind of a nice solid foundational sort of color. Bass is green. It's the two hands of the rhythm there, blue and green. That's like the earth, the earth and the sky, or the earth and the water maybe. And then violins are yellow, sunlight, flowers. it breaks down at some point, of course, but I don't know what my reasons are, except that I made them that color one time, and that's just what seems right to me. Obviously, there's no right or wrong there when it comes to the colors, but I do use those colors religiously, and I'm not religious, so you know, except when it comes to the colors. Anyway, definitely some like Frozen influence here. Okay, now all this big stuff comes in here. I already got rid of something that it was like a taiko drum. Dun 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 dun. I want to chill this song out. I don't want it to ever really be big. I want it to be big in an orchestral, cinematic kind of way, but I don't want it to be big in a I'm gonna rock your face off. Yeah, there is still magic. No, we're not doing that. Not on this one. So I'm gonna probably chill out or maybe get rid of some of this like timpani cymbal stuff. We'll see here. Let's see. That one's okay, I guess. That one's okay. I'll just turn it down. Also, let's EQ that ukulele, shall we? I think he had a plugin on it that I don't have, so it sounds very kind of muted right now. Let's just make that like a little sparklier. Gonna use this old SSL channel, which is just my absolute fave. I mean, it's like, it always sounds good. I'm just gonna go to that part at the end, because that's when it's the most sort of prominent there. Just solo that uke. Very, very muffled. Also, let's find the offending frequency and then take it out. So that's a very basic EQ idea there, where you find the most annoying thing by turning it up, actually, and you go to a real narrow Q over here, real narrow boost. And then like right there, that's the super annoying. And then turn that down and widen it a little bit. And that's a really dark. So that's before, after. Let's see if that still sounds good on the. Still sounds good there. Let's just put a little space around it. I got a reverb on bus 1 and 2 here. Let's also just do a little compression on it. So this CLA 76, this is kind of like where it's at with this stuff. I just really want to boost it. I really just actually want to boost it. That's really all I want to do. So I don't want any compression really happening when he's doing this. So I'm going to bring down this input. So this is just functioning like a gain boost right now. But then once he gets to this part, so that kind of just levels out all the everything. Okay, now let's see what we got going on this with this vocal here. So the vocal, like I said, we kind of phoned this one in, but that's okay. I think it's still going to sound good. I really don't have much to work with. I have one full take, and then I have another take of the end because I told him to sing it a little bit more chill. Actually, we have one underneath here too, but I don't want to use that one because he was kind of over singing it. So I'm just gonna listen through, and we'll put a little tuner on there. I'm trying to think if there's any like accidentals in this song. I don't think so. I think it's all just in a major key. Is it in the key of G? Let's see. Nope. Wait. Nope, it's in C. So we're going to set our key here on our little auto tune here. Just go C major, retune speed, kind of slow. By default, it's at 20. I put it at like 80. And then that kind of usually just takes care of stuff. And I've got, this is my default sort of channel strip. I got a little brightness. I'm cutting out a little bit of low end. I got another EQ, which is just like cutting a little bit of mid-range. Just like little baby things. Got auto tune on there, and I got a de-esser on there too. And then for my effects, I'm going to this reverb and this delay in this chorus. So I'm going to this Softtube Czar 1 reverb, which I really love. And I've got it on this kind of modern vocal plate setting. I use this is like my default thing I use for like almost everything. Just sounds great. And then this is my delay. I've got this Waves Super Tap 6 taps. I do a nice roll off on my delay, like a high end roll off. So I'm cutting the top end, which means you can get a lot more. You can get away with a lot more delay if you roll off the top end. And then I'm also doing this chorus. So I'm sending all of the. So these are set up on buses down here. Oh, you can't see that because my picture's in the way. So all of that's kind of down here. So verb, delay, chorus down here. So that's my default like effects package for a song. I've got the verb on bus 1 and 2, the delay on bus 3 and 4, and the chorus on bus 5 and 6. And the chorus is just a little light chorus. Let me just show you the vocal here soloed. I've seen miracles. So I'm gonna turn it up like a lot. I've seen miracles. Obviously you can hear it there. It's like that's like too much. But then I'll just bring it back here. I've seen miracles. I've seen me. Now I'll take it off. I've seen miracles. It just gives like a little shininess. It gives a little. It's kind of like an EQ, but it's doing a slight like doubling, sort of effect. I've got it basically on like a medium chorus setting. The mix is at 100%, obviously, because I have the dry vocal, here. So it's coming out the main output, and then it's also coming out this effect output. So these are effects returns down here, those things that you can't see right there. Anyway, and here it is with all this stuff in it. And let's just like listen through and see if this vocal's good. Here we go. I've seen miracles that made me believe that was long ago. Now I'm starting to think that maybe it was all just in my head, but I keep listening to my heart instead. There is still magic, there is still mystery, there's still a future beyond our history. There is still magic, there is still wonder. There's still a hope, 'cause our story ain't over. I've had a peek behind a curtain or two. It made me rethink all that I thought was true. But maybe I've been watching the wrong things, 'cause something deep inside me still believes that there is still magic, there is still mystery, there's still a future, but there
there is still magic, there is still mystery.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn this line up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna tune this line because that's what I do. I take care of my friends. That's what I do. I always take care of my friends. So to actually tune it, so I have the tuner on like auto mode just because this isn't the real vocal. This is the guide vocal. When you really tune something, you set your key here. I actually do my retune speed by default to 20 because I'm going to graphically draw it in here. So what I do is I go track pitch, and then I do this preview thing. Sorry, it's going to be loud. It might not be loud for you, actually.
There is still magic.
So he went like a little sharp, and so the tuner was like hitting him weird. So I'm just going to tune this, then I'll answer Adam's question. There. So he's a little, I'm going to do this whole line. So I'm going to do import auto, and then I'm just going to draw in. I'm going to just delete that. I'm going to let that be what it was, and I'm going to delete that little thing. So you can see what it was doing. It is grabbing this and is bringing it up to this F, and then this back to the E. This should all be the E. There is still magic. So we want that to be like, still have some vibrato in it. So we'll just redraw it, but we'll draw it kind of centered on that C line. And then I don't need it to do anything on the word jick. Jick is not an actual word, but
there is still magic.
So that's good. So now I'm just going to render that. Adam asked, what's the purpose of a demo session? This is what you track to in the studio. So I'm making all of these so that when we get to Abbey Road, they will just pull these up, and everything's kind of already there. The guide vocal, the tempo of the song, the markers, verse 1, chorus 1, the background vocals, and we're just tracking drums and bass, and then like kind of for extra, just to get some video, actually mostly, we're tracking acoustic guitar and Jesse on a vocal. But in order to track to something that sounds inspiring, not only for, the artist, but the musicians who are playing. So Graham's actually playing, my friend Graham's playing drums on this, to give him something to track to that's exciting, because that will affect the way he plays. And he's new to these songs. And then I'm playing bass, so the same thing with me on bass. Who knows? I probably play something different on bass if I just had like, a really basic like guitar and vocal. So I like to kind of dress up the demo sessions to get enough excitement in there to have something inspiring to track to. And then oftentimes you end up keeping a lot of the stuff that was in the demo anyway. So it's not necessarily like throwaway stuff. It's just it's not necessarily keeper stuff either. You're just getting stuff down quickly so that you can have something inspiring to track to. It's kind of part of the writing process too. Nowadays, Jesse's got this like home recording equipment, and so as he's writing the song, he's sort of like, demoing out some parts and things like that. So, we're in Studio 2 at Abbey Road, Chuck, believe it or not. So we are in the studio. We will be recording on Mrs. Mills, the Mrs. Mills piano. We'll also be recording on the Steinway, concert D or whatever that they have there. Obviously, Mrs. Mills is right for certain things. Chuck, my friend Chuck's referencing, say hello to Mrs. Mills. The Mrs. Mills piano is a lacquered hammer piano, a very tacky, like think of like a old timey bar piano that sounds very aggressive and is good for like, it's just very iconic for being used on a lot of just very recognizable Beatles songs. So when you hear that piano, you know exactly what it is. So, but yeah, if you look up Studio 2 at Abbey Road, 95% of the Beatles catalog was recorded in that room. So pretty iconic room. And yes, I will continue to just, I'm excited about it. So I'm very aware that, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. Although we were there 2 years ago as well. 2 years ago when we were there, we were in Studio 3, which is still great. A few good records were made in Studio 3, such as Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. You know, 1 or 2 good records over the years. Studio 3 is also an amazing studio, but Studio 2 is probably 5 times as big, and it's just that giant white rectangular room with a really high ceiling and the staircase that goes up to the control room. The control room is actually a lot smaller in Studio 2 than it is in 3. The control room is huge, and they have a giant Neve in there. In Studio 2, they kind of had to build it around. That was like the original Abbey Road studio was Studio 2. They've built an even larger one, Studio 1, since then to get like a full-size orchestra in. But Studio 2 is when you think of Abbey Road, that's what you think of. So that's where we'll be. And that's going to be, a lot of fun. So I'm excited. Where was I? Oh, I was tuning this vocal.
There is still magic, there is still mystery, there's still a future beyond our history. There is still magic, there is still wonder, there's still a hope, 'cause I still wonder.
The Dur on Wonder. I'm going to grab a different one.
History, there is wonder.
That one's better. So since we did this to a grid, I can take the Dur from, just the Dur of Wonder from the first chorus.
Still wonder.
And then as long as I work with
Still
the
wonder.
crossfade point.
Still wonder. There's still wonder. There's still a hope, 'cause our story ain't over. Now I may be optimistic, but I want to believe that there is still magic. There is still
I will ruthlessly just reference Elsa during this part.
There is still magic. There is still magic. There is still magic.
Okay, let's go to the other one here.
There is still magic. Still magic.
I'm gonna go back to chorus 2 here.
There is still magic. There,
No, it's probably too mellow. Okay, so I need to just like work on this here.
there is still magic. There is still mystery. There is still mystery.
So right now I'm like, what I would normally do on a comp here is I would have like, 6 or 7 of these tracks, and I go through each one. I highlight a certain part, and I hit Shift S. That solo's just that part.
There is still mystery.
Like I like that one better than the one that's there. So then I'm gonna hit Control Option V, and that's gonna put that one up to the main playlist there. So
There is still magic. There is still magic.
both of those are bad. So I'm just gonna tune this one. Sorry, Jesse. I love you. So I'm just gonna tune this one. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. You gotta work with what you got here. And we're gonna go C major. We're just gonna. This is a quick and dirty tune, but it's just the auto mode wasn't cutting it. So we're gonna go track pitch.
There is still magic.
So that tracks it in to the tuner, and then we can see it graphically here. You see that red line is pitch, and obviously you can see the waveform there. So he starts out too low. So I'm just gonna see what the auto does. Actually, I'm gonna do, yeah, that's fine actually. And then I'm just gonna redraw here. So there. And then these little in between things, you kind of want to get rid of those. There is even this, the scoop up. You don't want it to be tuning the scoop up. You can just hear that. You want to stay away from the artifacty auto-tuning sound. The goal with doing this in graphic mode is that you don't really hear the tuner working as much. Yeah.
There is still magic. There is still magic.
That'll work.
There is still magic. There is still mystery. There's still a future
to put that one up there.
There's still a future beyond our...
Dennison says LOL about Elsa. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to be, Jesse and I have worked together enough that we're comfortable. It's almost like that relationship, because like anyone would think that on that part of that, but being able to recognize it and go, oh yeah, that's for sure what we're going after, and have no sense of like, how dare you? I don't know. Like it's better to have a trust level between each other, and then kind of rib each, but we're both on the same team, kind of a thing. And so, yeah, it's a good like working relationship where we can joke about Elsa and have it not be a whole thing, So
there's still a future beyond our history. There is still magic. There is still magic. Magic. There is still magic. There is wonder. There is still magic. There is still magic. Still magic. There is still magic. There is still magic. There is still wonder. There is still magic. There is still wonder. There's still a hope, 'cause the story ain't over. There is still magic. La la la. I believe in wonder. I believe in wonder. Oh, la la la. There is still wonder. There is still wonder. I believe in wonder. There is still wonder. Oh, there is still magic. There is still magic. Look, Aaron, it's a magic star.
just corny, just corny as you like there. Yeah. Jesse, he can be a little, fairy tale-y and melodramatic, but he owns up to it, and whatever, it's all good. So that's just what we're doing on this song. We're doing that, and we're not trying to be anything cooler than that. That's just what we're trying to be. And you know what? Frozen 2 is a great movie anyway. Lydian, is that what we're doing there, Wilson? Wilson chimes in and says, Lydian, the sharp 4 reminds me of Danny Elfman. There you go. There you go. Bedtime for Dan, loved watching. Good night, Dennison. That's my nephew and my brother. Adam's my brother. Dennison's my nephew. Yeah, Wilson, you're going over my head once you say things like Lydian, but that note right there. So it's 5, 4 sharp, 5, 3, 5, 4 sharp, 5, 3. Yeah. So the sharp 4. Danny Elfman, yes. I think film score stuff in general. To be fair, Frozen 2 wasn't the first time that was ever used. That's all over, film scores. I think it evokes a certain dreaminess, which, is appropriate for this song. He's talking about there is still magic. Why not throw some film score shit in there? You may as well. So, anywho, that's kind of where we're at. I have a few other sessions that I need to get ready, but I think I'm gonna sign off for now. Just a short little hour-long stream, not quite, and say, hey, see you here, same bat channel tomorrow. I'm going to try to stream each night that I'm working. Which I'll probably be, actually, you know what? I'm going to probably finish up as far as the session setup. But then the next thing I have to do is actually practice. So once we get the sessions in good shape, I need to send them off to the string arranger, a few of them to the string arranger and to the drummer, my friend Graham. And then he already has them, but I'm just going to send the latest versions because we made a few little changes, and just so he gets the kind of the most recent vibe on them. And then I need to practice. I need to practice bass. So that's what I'll be doing on future streams, is practicing bass and practicing like piano and keys stuff. Maybe I could do that. I should be able to do that over there. Or maybe I could even set up a camera in the other room with the piano. No, that's not worth it. But I'll probably practice bass in here and stream some of that, and then practice some keyboard stuff and stream some of that, just for kicks, just for fun, and answer questions for those of you who are interested. But for now, I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm going to go have dinner and a drink, and I will see you all next time. Later.